The 10 News Weather Authority from the JES Weather Center.
Good evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Edward Shaw. We're going to be looking ahead to a pretty rainy Tuesday with abnormally cool temperatures as well that could max out as high as the mid-50s. So certainly not going to be feeling like it's the end of May. However, we're going to eventually warm up as we go later on into the week with lingering showers sticking around as we head into the weekend. Currently, what you can see on our visible satellite radar further out to the west, most of that cloud cover further out in the Great Plains, but you're starting to see it dissipate just as we start seeing the sunset over most of the central part of the United States. But certainly the severe weather still keeping on further down in southern parts of Texas, as well as parts of the Gulf Coast, now going from Alabama into parts of Georgia. Let's time out how that's going to impact us, as this system is going to have an impact on us, which is not quite what a lot of the South is seeing. You notice that warm front start to lift a little bit more, and that's going to force a lot of that moisture and rainfall within our area between about 10 to 3 tomorrow. That's going to be when we see the most widespread rainfall. However, later on in the day, we'll start seeing a few more pop-up showers continuing, especially into the overnight hours. And tomorrow, not expecting any kind of thunderstorm development. It's just going to be way too cold. On Wednesday, a little bit more of a chance, but still a very low chance. If we do see any thunderstorm development, likely going to come later on in the week once we have temperatures climb a little bit more to what they're going to be compared to the next 2 days. Roanoke at 53 tonight for your low temperature, Blacksburg 50, South Boston 53, along with Lynchburg and Alta Vista, Danville at 54, and Hillsville at 49 degrees. Tomorrow, we're not going to get much warmer than what our overnight lows are going to be. Roanoke at 58, Blacksburg 55, Rocky Mount 57, Danville 61, Lynchburg at 60, and South Boston, you're also going to be at 60 as well. So overall, the cooler temperatures tomorrow, again, going to be pretty chilly, over 20 degrees below average for this time of year. But we go into Wednesday and we start a heating trend. So those of you who are just sick and tired of the cooler temperatures, like what we have coming up later on in the week. Roanoke going to be at 69 on Wednesday once we start getting a little bit more of that warm air moving into the area behind that warm front. And then we're back up to seasonal norms Thursday and Friday in the upper 70s to low 80s throughout the region, which is about a degree or two cooler than average, but certainly warmer than what we're going to see here tomorrow and on Wednesday as well. Now, the good news for those of you who are just dying to get that warmer air into the area and those summer-like temperatures, we're going to get into about the first full week of June, and that's when we're going to really start to heat up a little bit more with early indications hinting at a longer-term trend towards warmer than average temperatures. So a little bit of good news there. Your 7-day outlook, again, pretty chilly tomorrow, 58 degrees, but then we go later on into Wednesday and Thursday. That rainfall eventually starts to wrap up a little bit more and continues to be a little bit more isolated as we head into the weekend before sunshine returns on Monday. But again, the big thing being the fact that tomorrow, pretty cold, almost record cold high temperatures for tomorrow, Lindsay. But I know for a lot of those who like the summer weather and the warmer air, not going to have long to wait as we get a little bit warmer as we go into the weekend.
Yeah, sort of a bit for everybody, right? This weekend you got some cooler temperatures, next weekend some warmer ones.
Certainly, and a little bit more rainfall tomorrow, but at least most of it held off for Memorial Day weekend.
All right.